Let's make sure that's going to go over to the other side. Morning, everybody. It is March 3rd, 3/3/2019. Make sure this is muted on this side. Yes, we're okay over here. It is coffee time Sunday for us, our tradition for years here on YouTube. Now, Stewie. Thanks, Stewie. I'm taking a morning. You know, chatted tea, Stewie. You know what I like, honey? You do you on YouTube. Okay. One thing you always do, Stewie, is you always keep us posted. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I always enjoyed your videos.
Always enjoy your videos. Hi, Beryl. Good morning.
So good morning to you, Stewie.
Morning, Missy Jenn. Glad to have you in.
Good morning, Rosie.
For coffee time Sunday today.
And good afternoon, Beryl. I hope you're safe. I heard that there's going to be a storm coming to the UK. So I don't know if that's true, but...
Yeah, Missy Jenn gave me the advanced weather look for the week. It don't look good. Hey, no Nightbot cares. Good morning to you. You'll be cooking and listening. Awesome. Doesn't look good doesn't look good weather-wise for March. Is looking pretty ugly.
Yeah, March is not going to be pretty for the West Coast.
For the West Coast. And we already have rivers, Russian rivers.
Hello, Cheryl.
Receded. Hi, Cheryl. It'll probably rise again this week because we're supposed to get another one. Another monumental. See you, Evan Argyle. Good morning. Love the stacks of Morans. Good morning, Polly.
Hello, Polly.
The ability, hi, Kim. The ability of our ground to absorb rainfall is just, it's greatly diminished. So anything that comes down now just wants to run right off to the rivers. Epic Swim. Hey, Quirky. Good morning to you. I'm glad. Welcome aboard. Some people jump off, new people come on. That's the beauty of YouTube. Hello, Rujix. And we'll talk about it in a minute. It's called As Good as It Gets on YouTube. And pursuing what you enjoy doing and having people, obviously, you will start to collect people that enjoy doing what you're doing. So big deal coming up this week is Missy Jenn week. We have your, what are we doing?
Visit. It's a doctor visit.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell people what's going on Wednesday.
I'm going to see my doctor. To get my next infusion.
Well, we're not going to be doing the infusion every time before Missy Jenn does her.
Yeah, I got to get approved again.
Yeah, it's got to go in there, be evaluated. And then hopefully when we leave, somebody will say, hey, we'll contact you in a day or two to set up your time for your next infusion. So we've got that coming up. That's twice a year for Missy Jenn. Looking forward to a good checkup. That'll be Wednesday. We'll probably be battling weather though. Yeah, you know, my inclinations, if the weather is decent, after we're done Missy Jenn's checkup.
It was supposed to be sunny, and then last week's forecast, and then now the forecast shows rain for Wednesday.
Rain. So, you know, hey, Joey. Good morning, Mr. Z. Thank you for being on the stream, Mrs. Crafty.
Z, Joey D.
So many of you were on the stream. It was a huge stream yesterday. Good morning, Cornholio. Thank you, too. But, you know, the priority is definitely, you know, get Missy Jenn set so we can get that next infusion date. And then after that infusion is probably when I'll start hitting the road for some travel. And Missy Jenn will be feeling good. Let me plug this thing again. We lose this once in a while. All right. I have no idea why that cuts out after a little bit. Good morning, Harvey.
The computer's getting kind of old.
Well, the computer's 2009. Yeah, it's kind of an ancient mariner, so it's definitely time for a new one. But you guys know. Hey, Tess, how are you, sweetie? Nice to see you. Tess cooks for you in the house. One of our wonderful YouTube silver button, 100,000 plus sub baby dolls from Northeast US, does wonderful cooking. Also is a nice person, which really, the cooking's all great, but she's really a nice, she's really an awesome person. And I love looking at her stuff, Skid Row and all that. Okay, let's see, no night bottom, 47 fibromyalgia.
Yeah, I got 2 years on you, buddy. And I can feel you. The cold is bothering me with
oh, yesterday we met. Yeah, yesterday we met. It's nasty, Jen. It's almost like we're almost getting immune now. It's if we see the sun, it's like a shattering. It's like, what the hell is that? Like, we got to be like ancient Aztecs and drop to our knees, right? Oh. Yeah, we're going to talk about that chooch. That's going to be the subject. That's going to be the subject today. And Tess, you deserve all accolades, honey. So you definitely show people what's possible on YouTube and have a very good attitude and have a lot of fun and be an excellent cook. One of my mid-Atlantic girls there. Okay, JK Nocal, I hope you saw the video. Friday Night Foodies.
Hi, Dee.
Hey, Dee. Marks the, hey, Simon. Good morning, sweetie.
Simon.
Quinny. That marks the
Quinny.
That marks the third time that we've had dinner with JK Nocal and his lovely wife. I hope you have a chance to see that video. So you can sit around and talk about stuff on YouTube, or you can go do stuff on YouTube. And for years, I have sat around, as I still do from time to time, talking. I like to do an evening one when I don't have a lot of stuff going on. But to be out doing things and meeting people on YouTube is really the best of the best of the best to me. Because a couple things, people on YouTube, the viewers, the consumers, you guys, and some of you are content creators too, you love to see other people from YouTube. And how many people have we met? Over tons of people. I can't even count the number of people. Good morning, JK. And the thing that I particularly like about JK is that he takes YouTube. Now he's not totally fly with everybody on YouTube, because some people just don't get JK. But I can tell you one thing, JK and his lovely wife are about as real as it gets on planet Earth. Real sweethearts, caring people, fun people, and people that are willing to meet and have a good time. Hopefully, as I'll wrap on the end here with Narsa coming down, it'll be a chance to get together again and meet. Allie Pally, good morning to you. Yeah, hi Ash. I've met so many people. I'm so proud of that. If I could just do meets and greets and streams, it would be great. Let's talk about that now. So make sure you check out that video, JK Nocal and his lovely wife, Harmony. We always feel very honored to get together with them. Hey, 60s.
Hi, 60s.
Always feel very honored to get together with them. Just wonderful. I don't know how you feel, when you...
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Always a lot of laughs.
Good people.
Good people. And hardworking. And I do want to put in a plug for James. As I said in that video, he will be featured on a show on the DIY network, First Time Flippers, coming up. And you will see Harmony, his wife, on there with a few cameo appearances. And if you're like me, you applaud success on YouTube and off of YouTube. So I want to congratulate JK for that. I think it's quite a wonderful thing to see people have that success. Good morning. Thank you, Marshall. Good morning to you. from an undisclosed location in Georgia. I'm glad. Appreciate that. It's not often Marshall gives me a compliment, so that's I'm going to have to take a screenshot of that. Yeah, it's amazing. People can make it off of the boy, and if anybody should, James should with his skills, and it's going to be great to see that on the DIY network. First time flippers is going to be great. Yesterday is, to me, as good as it gets on YouTube. Now, I you know, Marshall's here, and I'm just going to say Elvis Travels is here. I love it when Elvis does RV reviews. I love it when Elvis does food reviews. And I love it when Elvis does road vids and things. I'm not so crazy when he stated his steering wheel address, but that's just my own personal preference. But I think we all, thank you, Odom. Yeah, thank you. Just take take the idiot fringe out. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I'd like to have my mods are right on top of that stuff. So those messages will never see the light of day on here. Won't have people's family talk about on here. Okay. Now, yesterday being on the street stream for me, that's as good as it gets on YouTube. Because number one, you're taking people to places that they've never been to before. And although I've been on International Avenue driving, and although I've been in Oakland, Chinatown many times, Missy Jenn, it's really a unique experience when you take people along with you. And when you have 180 people on a stream and they're watching you go down a dark alley or down by some wild ass railroad tracks or some ghetto McDonald's down there. And you're going to use the ladies' room at a ghetto McDonald's. Yeah. There's a lot of people going to have some comments. But what really makes that nice, good morning, Nocturnal. What really makes that nice, thank you, Bonkers. If I could watch those kind of streams all day, every day, I would be happy as could be on YouTube because nobody's getting hurt. Nobody's dissing anybody. Nobody's disrespecting. And nobody can accuse you of being a drama queen, blah, blah, blah. For a time, I thought I lost the van at the end of the night. It was a little dramatic. I thought I made a wrong turn. Right? Where in the hell's the van? Where in the hell's the van? It's funny as hell. It was good content yesterday. Hey, Tasha. Great content from Sammy K this morning, giving a tour of, I can't remember what the name of the ship is, and Sammy K being involved in the travel industry was very interesting to see her giving a tour. Thank you, Tess. I appreciate that. It's good. Hi, Nathan. But the thing that's also good about yesterday is that it shows even when you go to a street that's considered one of the most dangerous, and I had people charge me on the street. I had people get up in my grill late night walking down towards my car. They pulled some guy out of a Mexican restaurant, started beating him on the street, and then took him around to the parking lot behind. So I backtracked, walk, and I put the camera up to the fence, and I asked the guy, they're screaming in the parking lot there. And I said, do you need me to call the police? And the guy, all of a sudden, the guy that was getting beaten got rogue on me. He's like, you call that a service? Calling the cops. And I tell you, if the other guy that pulled him out of the restaurant wasn't there to hold him back, we would have had it there on the street. And I had my big size pepper spray. You don't know what's going to happen. A couple other people jumped my shit, but then they got really cool when hey, it's YouTube. They backed off. Okay. It's part of street streaming. high times. It's part of Street Stream. But think about this. We did meet a guy named James. I met a guy named James. Walking down the street in International Avenue. Probably one of the worst streets on the West Coast. And I see a guy standing up on his porch, big black guy. And I just give a wave. And he calls, hey, how you doing? I'm good. Next thing you know, he introduces himself. I introduce myself. And the guy says, hey, you want a beer? I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, I've already been walking the streets for a couple of hours. Oh, I'd meet you in a heartbeat, Kathy. Are you kidding me? And here comes James bringing me out a Lagunitas IPA beer. We stood there right on the streets, and you guys can see it on the video. One of the coolest guys. And we talk about how great it is to live down there instead of how terrible it is. Pretty cool. I don't know if you were on that part, Missy Jenn.
Yeah, I've seen and
James was kind. He was as sweet as can be.
He was really calm.
And at the end of it all,
demeanor too.
At the end of it all, you have somebody on YouTube making a cameo appearance. You're telling them exactly what you're doing. You're not bullshitting. I'm doing a YouTube live stream. Cool, blah, blah, blah. Be honest with people. There was nothing like that. It was one of the best beers. That's one of the best experiences I've had here on YouTube. And I could share it with 170, 180 people online. And you know what? I got the invite to come into James's pad and have some tequila if I wanted to. And let me tell you, I came back that close to pulling the trigger and saying, yeah, let's get the bottle out. But then I remembered I got to drive home. I think I joked to him, unless you want me to overnight here. It was a lot of fun to meet him. And that, to me, is as good as it gets on YouTube. Not sitting around, not talking about people, not dragging people, not taking a stick and stirring a shit pot. But gone out there and actually bringing content that people want to see from the streets, the cities, the towns of America. That's as good as it gets. Plus, having a little snack at the taco truck. Tacos, Sinaloa down there. Another great experience. Well, Quinny says, it scares me when you turn sound off. Well, if some guy's yelling at you, blah, 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 I'm going to have to turn the sound off and lower the camera. Because I want the guy to know he's not being recorded and he's not being on video. Okay? Or if I'm going into a ladies' room at a ghetto McDonald's, I don't think you want to hear me tinkling the toilet. Worried about you being in that kind of danger. Well, you got to remember how I was raised, where I was raised in Baltimore. So that's not a foreign sort of environment to me. Good morning, Vanessa. We're doing good, cute kitty. Thank you. And thank you, Oda May, for helping out. Hey, Vegas Fiction. People say, why do you ask people to tip out your mods? Well, if you've got to be in and out of a stream, and I know she's in another stream, Oda May's doing things too, which is great. But it's a lot of work to ride on top of a stream and have to watch stuff. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Celeste. Oh, you enjoyed the interaction with me speaking Chinese in Oakland. Yes, it's not often I get to. I love to go into a Chinese restaurant. It kind of floors them. And then you saw the family that was sitting next to me. I did not put them on film because of young daughters and things like that sitting there. I did not put them on video. Might have seen them a little bit. And they're reaching over.
James NC Slot Guy.
Hey, James. Hi, Kevin. Yeah, I was speaking in Mandarin actually, but I can speak a little Cantonese too. But that family I'm sitting next to at that restaurant starts giving me food. You know, Chinese sausage. Boy, you want to talk about interesting sausage. You wonder what goes on in American sausage? Let me tell you, brother. Chinese sausage is a whole quantum leap in faith when you eat that, but it's delicious. Handing me flounder. I mean, it's astounding, the kindness of people. Absolutely astounding. The kind. Oh, thank you, Bella. Yeah, it's tested like Chinese sausages. Now that's great. Well, they dry it, and it's delicious. After spending, let's say, 5 years in China, first month is a little rough, and then you get hungry, and then you start to eat. By the time you leave China 5 years later, you'll eat anything on the table except the legs. Okay, and then you understand why Chinese have that old saying about Chinese food: you eat everything on the table except the legs, and it's good. The hot pot. See, people in this country, we've had spring rolls before egg rolls, but I think last night's the first time somebody saw getting a real traditional, authentic in China dish, which is called the clay hot pot. Seafood mixed in with broth. You put a little bit of that over rice. It's delicious. And Missy Jenn got some egg roll treats. How were those egg rolls? Like
They were yummy.
They were good.
Yeah, I moved them down and then I went straight to bed.
Delicious. It's called clay pot. Clay pot. And if you live in Hong Kong, and it does get cold, it does get cool once in a while. One time it was brutally cold in 1992. I mean, brutally cold that winter. There was ice. Nobody has heaters. And everybody's sitting on the street eating hot pot. The only way to keep cool. I mean, to keep warm. So very interesting. Love the hot mustard. I mean, I've eaten everything that you can eat and stuff in something. I'm sure my quota of four-legged furry friends. Camel, scorpion. But I never once got sick. Got to talk about a culture that's cuisine spans 5,000 years. They got a pretty good idea what the hell they're doing to preserve food and to keep you pretty happy when you sit down at the table.
Yeah, you got it right, Ali.
So to me yesterday, I want to thank everybody, especially. It's a big stream. A lot of people were along for it. And that really is a preview of coming attractions of what my channel is going to be about. People, places, and things. And that is going to be, I think, epic stuff. Now, I've gone through a transition period where there's some people that are still very stuck in the past that like, you know, to like to be in the closed system of YouTube and just bat the drama ball back and forth. But yesterday shows you how fun YouTube can be when you take people new places and you do it with respect. Because at any point in time yesterday, Missy Jenn, I could have had some hella confrontations if I chose to be a dick. Hey, what are you doing? Are you remember the guy came? Are you videoing my property? Yeah, I'm doing YouTube. Oh, okay. All of a sudden the guy cools off. But if I said, yeah, F you, you know, I'm on a public street, I can do it there, man, it's on. What would that guy care if he took the camera and just smashed it against the fence and said, here's your cell phone back. Sorry, I slipped. Then what are you going to, yeah, thank God you're alive. Thanks for the drama, Sam. Good morning to you. I'm not proud to say I've had fighting content on my videos before. I had fighting content here. But I am saying you want to stay tuned on here because now streams are just going to pop up randomly. Some of them might be affected by music or something, and they may not be replayable the next day. As much as I try to guard against music, you know, going into bars, sometimes you'll accidentally catch some music when you're gone in a store. It'll copyright match. It might be Warner Music Group or Universal Music Group. And the next thing you know, people are complaining because the video is not playable in your country because of music. Doesn't mean I got a strike, because they're not going to strike you on music unless you're sitting there and intentionally rolling music. But if you're incidentally capturing music on a stream, they're just going to block on replays. That's all they can do. So the trick is you want to try to catch it live just in case. Then you don't have to worry about it. I got a lot of negative mail on the biker bar in Reno, but I couldn't help it. We went in there to music's blaring, so I added it, downloaded, edited, and then re-uploaded. I don't want to do that. Hey, Hondo. I've had guys on my afternoon chooches drop their pants and be masturbating standing on the side of their property. Guys rolling down the street, can you show me your tits? Can I touch them? Blah, blah, blah. That's kind of vanilla shit. You can go back to 2014-15 to my top 15 funniest YouTube video playlist. You can see some of this stuff, some of these people. Some people don't have a mouthpiece on. I mean, they don't have a filter on their mouth. And that's the way it is. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? Yeah, I hope you're feeling better. Let's see. No Nightbot said, did you see my question above? Let's see. Missy Jenn, are you coffee chats on a set day and time, honey? I keep missing them.
Every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, I've seen all that stuff. But I'm saying deal with people with respect and you won't have a problem. The other thing is try to catch the streams live when you can, because yeah, there we go. I'm saying you saw walking home a few weeks ago under the underpass here in the hood. Some guy in a car comes by, hey, you know, and you're all bundled up with a sweatshirt and a camo jacket, and they must have x-ray vision. I don't know how they do it, Missy Jenn. I don't know how they do it. They still know you got a big rack. Stop doing that. Yeah, coffee mornings with Jen, they're very mellow. I will reiterate again, she's not the kind that derives any kind of enjoyment out of drama whatsoever, okay? She keeps an eye on me when I'm on the street streams and things, just in case she knows my location. She knows where I'm going. She knew before I took off yesterday where I was going. She was not happy. She was not happy with that, but it turned out okay. You know, it was not her wish that I go down to Oakland, but it turned out okay. Let's see. Narsa's last thing I'm going to end with this morning. We got Narsa coming up in March here. Looking forward to that. Yeah, the hate mail's rolling in on that. What I'm going to, you know, hey Sister Earth, what I'm going to do to you when if Narsa comes and breaks the plane of your property line. Now, I guarantee you this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Come on. You say what you will about Narsa, but he does work for a living. He's got a mouthpiece on him too. He's going to come to the Rancho here, and we're going to treat him as a guest like we would if Vegas Vixen was here, if the boss or Janet, anybody else that comes to visit us. Originally, he wasn't going to do any content. Now he's decided, yeah, why not? You know, show people good time, have the content here on the Rancho. So I'm looking forward to that, really. Well, Holly says, who cares? It's your life. A lot of people get very invested in other people's lives here. It's a fact. But you can either let them govern your life, or you can continue to do things the way you want and not be bullied by people. Because theoretically, these people have already unsubbed to me, unsubbed to Narsa, unsubbed to Marshall, unsubbed to everybody. So they never have to have their computer screen darkened by this misery again. But you know what? They don't go anywhere because they love to watch. And that's the conclusion you have to come to. Yes, some people have the strength to click off and unsub. But on a channel like this, every day new people come in that are drawn by audio, drawn by metal detecting, drawn by going out to the gun range, drawn by the travel streams, and nothing that anybody else says is going to dissuade them from doing what they want to do. And I think that's the thing that bothers people the most, is the lack of influence that they have over other people. If you're creating content, I hate to say it, but content trumps all. And that's the bottom line. We're going to go ahead now, and I've got some stuff to do. Stay tuned. And thanks for being on a Coffee Time Sunday. Thank you, Missy Jenn. We love you guys, and we will see you around.